Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for sending in your questions across social media. Keep them coming. The question that I would like to answer today goes like this. As a man who follows you, thank you for doing that, I love your messages about empowering women. How can I better support women? So first of all, on behalf of all women everywhere, thank you so much for asking this question. I wish that more men would have an interest in how it is that they can support us. And so thank you for doing that, and please do spread the good word. Now more than ever before, we as women need as many people as possible stepping up as allies for us in all of our efforts to improve where we are in society today. From Me Too to advocating for equal pay to talking about how we can break glass ceilings that exist in the workplaces for women, it's so important that we have as many allies as possible. And so as an ally, as a male ally, there are a few key things that you can do to support us. The first thing is for you to figure out your individual biases, the beliefs that you hold both consciously and unconsciously about women. Because until all of us individually interrupt our biases, we will not be able to interrupt the forms of oppression that permeate society. And in particular, when it comes to misogyny, patriarchy, and sexism, we need men to figure out what are the biases that you hold as it relates to women. So for you, it's really important as an ally for you to figure out what your biases are. And then not only work to address and interrupt your own biases, but to help call out other biases that you see out there perpetrated by other men, but also the biases that permeate systems. And so, for example, biases in the workplace, biases as it relates to healthcare, biases as it relates to access to justice, and more. So that's the first thing. Work on interrupting your biases. The second thing we need men to do in order to help support us as women is for you to listen. And when I say listen, I think if more men knew about the lived experience of being a woman, what it is like to feel fear walking down the street late at night or being in a underground parking garage and more, if more men knew what it was like to be a woman, I think men would work to change their behavior. But in order for you to hear about what it's like to be a woman, you need to hear our stories, which means stop speaking and mansplaining, stop speaking and actually just listen to women tell their stories. And then the third thing that you can do that I would like to share, which ties back to listen, is you do need to speak. So while we need you to listen, we need you to use your voices to speak. But when you speak, here's what we need you to do. We need you to use your voice to ask questions. So what is it like to be a woman? When you say you feel fear at night, or when you are alone, or you fear sexual violence, why is that? So ask questions to hear about the lived experience. Use your voice to speak out about forms of sexism, biases, misogyny, and more. But also use your voice to talk up women. And when I say talk up women, I mean talk about the excellence and brilliance of women in your lives, from your mothers and sisters to colleagues and coworkers and friends and more. Talk about women. Use women examples about women in a positive light in order to showcase just how amazing we are. And then the last thing that you can do to be an ally to women is for you to be more conscientious about what it is that you consume out there. Everything that you like, follow, click on, forward along in social media and more either helps to be part of the solution in interrupting misogyny and patriarchy, or it further perpetuates sexism and the sexual objectification of women. So if you really want to support women, pay crystal clear, laser sharp attention to what it is that you're consuming and passing along, forwarding on social media and more. Thanks for asking this question. It's a great one. I hope you'll pass this message along to others. As mentioned, keep your questions coming, keep your comments coming. Follow me on social media, and don't forget to subscribe to my e-newsletter at ritubasine.com. Thanks.